A look at the new technology being used in Northport to warn people of danger from storms. Plus, a Sarasota man accused of sexual assault inside a Suncoast mall. And how the same DNA technology that helped close a 1999 murder case is being used by other law enforcement agencies here on the Suncoast. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Jacqueline has the evening off. Our top story tonight at 6. The city of Northport has a new tool to keep residents safe during our summer thunderstorms. It's a warning system that can detect when lightning poses a danger. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live now from Northport with that story tonight. Rebecca.
Scott, well, as you can see, these storms are nothing new on the Suncoast. But now the city of Northport has a new way to alert the residents that they have to head indoors.
Lightning isn't anything to play with. When you may think you're safe under a tree, you're not.
Even though this is a familiar sight, it's not something to take lightly.
Don't expect our guys to get out of the truck if lightning's hitting around them. It's just an unsafe thing.
So officials in Northport say you shouldn't either. And they've invested in this new lightning alert system to make sure you're completely aware when you need to seek shelter.
Up until now, the community has had to rely on their cell phones and the apps that are on their mobile phones to let them know about nearby lightning or watching the skies. But this is just another added protection.
It's been installed in the exact center of the city at the George Mullen Activity Center. And here's how it works. It will detect lightning that strikes as far as 10 miles away and issue a 15-second horn blast. A strobe light will also flash for as long as lightning is in the area. The system will then sound an all clear when the area has been lightning free for 30 minutes to let everyone know it's safe to come back outside. Not only is this in the city center, but there are many sports teams that practice on the fields behind the building, and the festival grounds where activities are held year-round are right next door.
So it just made sense to be able to provide some sort of weather alerting system for when lightning is close.
And for those that are indoors when the sirens go off and they can't hear it, the system is linked to the WeatherBug app. So all they have to do is download it and they'll receive push notifications with those exact same alerts. Live in Northport, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much. We can see the rain falling there in Northport and other areas at this hour. Let's get the latest with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Well, all you really have to do is download the ABC 7 First Alert Weather app, which has lightning detection on it and can tell you how far the lightning is away from you. It alerts you to the dangers as well. If it's 12 miles, it'll tell you it's 12 miles away. If it's 15, it will tell you that as well. So that's a good feature, obviously, in Northport, but I would suggest having our weather app the #1 feature as far as you're going to be outdoors with that. And, well, who knows, maybe you can't hear that horn. You're too far away or there's storms in the way. We are looking at Northport right now, getting some rainfall. A few lightning strikes are out there. Heavy rain in Punta Gorda right now. It's heading off to the west. There's one lone shower, pretty heavy near Lido and the south end of Longboat Key, producing some heavy rainfall there. Look at this line. This kind of popped up in the last half hour, and it's drifting off to the west. It's an outflow boundary that was meeting the east wind that's moving in from central Florida right now. So this storm near Northport is kind of weakening now, but there's still some lightning around. There it is in near the village in Siesta Key, stretching up toward Lido and through Lido. It's getting pretty heavy rain at St. Armand Circle right now. Not much in Northwest Braden and Palmetto. Pretty quiet right now, but there's not much going on right now, but there's a chance we could see some storms there later on this evening. 89 right now. It's still hot. 96 degrees. That's what it feels like out there. We'll have more in our heat and let you know about our rain chances for the weekend. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. A Sarasota man is facing charges tonight after Sarasota police say he sexually assaulted a woman inside a Suncoast Mall bathroom. That attack happening Wednesday morning at the Westfield Siesta Key Mall. Police say the victim told them she was at the mall sitting on the ground by the family restroom when 22-year-old Jamal Abrams sat next to her. She says Abrams grabbed her neck and forced her to kiss him. When she pushed him away and told him to stop, he took her backpack and iPad into the restroom. Police say Abrams then tried to lure her into that restroom to get her belongings back, but when she didn't, he dragged her inside and raped her. Police say the victim and the suspect knew each other prior to this incident.
Just because the victim and the suspect in this case knew each other, it's no less of what our detectives are calling an attack. This suspect took this victim against her will and against what she wanted, and so that's why he's being charged with sexual battery.
Again, Abrams is charged with that one count of sexual battery. A Northport man is facing charges for distributing obscene material after police say he sexually assaulted a woman and then sent photos of the assault to the victim's friend. Police say 53-year-old Scott Brown went to the victim's apartment back in January. She says she remembers having 2 drinks and then falling asleep. The victim later found messages on her cell phone that Brown allegedly sent with explicit photos of her to her friend. Brown was arrested Tuesday for 14 counts of possessing and distributing obscene material. The same DNA technology that helped close the 1999 Deborah Dalzell murder case is being used by other Suncoast law enforcement agencies in hopes of solving other decades-old cold cases. Captain Jonathan Todd and his team of detectives at the Sarasota Police Department are actively investigating a 30-year-old murder case now, where the officers utilized the latest DNA technology to potentially identify a suspect in that case. Captain Todd won't reveal which case that is to prevent possibly jeopardizing the investigation, but he says without that DNA technology, detectives probably would not have been able to identify a suspect.
It's very exciting for us as investigators to marry kind of the old-fashioned gumshoe detective work with technology and the new advancements. It's just amazing what they're able to do now, so it's really exciting for us.
The arrest in the Dalzell case has inspired Northport police to look into using DNA evidence to identify victims of Daniel Conahan, a serial killer from the 1990s. Now to our continuing coverage of a mass shooting at a Rite Aid distribution facility in Maryland. Here's what we know so far. 4 people are dead, including the suspected shooter. At least 3 more are suffering from injuries which they are expected to survive. Now, investigators say a temporary female employee from Baltimore opened fire at that facility. She has not been identified yet. Police say she used a handgun to carry out the attack. They are now trying to piece together what drove her to open fire.
She had reported for her workday as usual, and around 9 a.m. the shooting began, striking victims both outside the business and inside the facility. We do not at this time have a motive for this senseless crime. In the investigation, again, even though we're hours into this, it's still early in an investigation of this size and scope.
The ATF and FBI are assisting in the investigation. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a big investment for the city of Sarasota, how new cameras are expected to help cut down on crime. Plus a big change in the operation of several Sarasota parks when the public will have an opportunity to have its opinion heard on future improvements.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's got it.
Kettle's got what you're looking for at Kettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford, credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Kettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Kettle's got that too.
Kettle's got it.
Visit Kettle.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G-Freed has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G-Freed Flooring America. G-Freed Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The city of Sarasota is getting ready to make a $100,000 investment to fight crime. The money is going to replace and repair surveillance cameras across the city, many of them in the Newtown neighborhood. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is live in Sarasota with more on the story tonight. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, there are 66 cameras strategically placed all around the city of Sarasota. A lot of them no longer work. Many of those broken cameras right here in the Newtown community. But some residents have mixed reaction on the possibility of having even more cameras in their neighborhood. This year's city budget approved by commissioners includes $100,000 for surveillance cameras throughout the city, repair broken existing cameras, and possibly buying new ones. City leaders are reviewing the camera system right now to figure out its future. But Newtown resident Shaquila Jenkins believes it's all a waste of money.
It's not here to help us, it's to benefit them. It's just here just to monitor. Honestly, that's it. Nothing else to it, just to monitor our living and what we're doing.
Jenkins says she believes the money can be used in other areas in the community.
Fixing the roads, because some of these roads they're not worth anything, and just to clean up the area.
Earlier this year, cameras were in place near 3 separate shootings in Newtown, but those cameras didn't work. Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino says working cameras could possibly deter crimes from happening or record it when it does. Newtown business owner Jetson Grimes supports the use of cameras, but worries that additional cameras sends a negative message that the community is unsafe.
I don't want to feel like we're being occupied. What I look at in my community, as long as we start creating positive space, you know, like the medical center over there, like the streetscape, like Atkins Park, you're not going to have those kind of incidents and crime incidents.
Now, that $100,000 budget also includes hiring a city official to oversee all the cameras once they're in place. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. Legislation that would create harsher penalties for animal abusers is set to go into effect October 1st. The measure, known as Ponce's Law, is named for a 9-month-old Labrador Retriever puppy found beaten to death in Volusia County last year. This new law allows a judge to bar someone convicted of animal cruelty from owning a pet. The legislation also increases the severity ranking of animal abuse-related crimes, making it more likely that an offender would go to jail after conviction.
It gives that judge discretion to say they can't have any contact with animals during their probation. It clarifies that, giving the judge authority to have that part of the sentencing so that that person, that criminal, cannot have contact with animals during their probation.
In addition to dealing with animal cruelty, the new law also creates policies and procedures for animal shelters to use following a natural disaster like a hurricane in order to return lost pets to their owners. Governor Rick Scott's bid to replace 3 justices on the state Supreme Court is drawing a legal challenge. Today, 2 organizations asked the state Supreme Court to block a nominating commission from coming up with a list of replacement candidates for the High Court. Age limits are forcing 3 justices to retire on the day that Scott is scheduled to leave the governor's office. Last week, Scott asked the commission to start accepting applications. He also said he would invite the next governor to interview candidates with him in order to reach an agreement on those picks. But the lawsuit contends that only the state's next governor has the power to pick the new justices. Right now, it's not safe to swim at Longboat Key Beach. Sarasota County health officials issuing a no-swim advisory because of harmful bacteria levels in the water. The beach is open, swimming, though, not recommended there. The health department will get another round of test results tomorrow. Red tide likely playing a role in that no-swim advisory. And on Lido Key, Sarasota County has collected 70 tons of dead fish. The county sharing this photo on Twitter today, showing their efforts as it responds to the ongoing red tide situation. And as much of the west coast of Florida deals with red tide, there's an effort to boost research into it. Today, U.S. Senate candidate and Governor Rick Scott urging Florida Fish and Wildlife to create a new red tide research center. In his letter, Scott also urged them to reestablish the Florida Harmful Algal Bloom Task Force and request an increase in funding for red tide research during the upcoming Florida legislative session. And of course, we saw the numbers yesterday. They're still pretty high in most areas along the Sun Coast.
And it's offshore too, over 10 miles. So hopefully everything eventually gets out of here soon. I know it's going to take a while. We need another big wave event in the Gulf of Mexico to help things out. We're going to get the east winds at least, and that's going to help out a little bit, keeping the harmful impacts off the beaches. But right now, the Van Wezel webcam showing lots of sunshine this afternoon. Now, clouds and showers have moved in across parts of the Sun Coast, and we saw that right there. Look at that shower moving over Lido and also the south end of Longboat Key, and even clipped parts of Siesta Key. That east wind is going to be around this area of high pressure, which is creating some hot conditions. In fact, the temperatures today warmed into the mid-90s, 94 degrees at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport, and that easterly wind flow bringing those showers and storms off toward the southwest. We have a first round right now. It's brought some heavy rain near Punta Gorda, Charlotte Harbor. Near Northport, it's starting to wind down, but we have another one building just to the southeast of it. And then notice this, now spreading off toward Lakewood Ranch after the one shower that we just showed you on the tower cam is moving across Lido and also the south end of Longboat Key. There it goes, but then there's another one just behind it. So look for showers and storms to regather strength through this evening. All of it should be winding down after, say, 10 o'clock tonight. But look at this big cell here as well. That's still on an east wind, and that's moving from the east to the west. So we can expect that to move through Manatee County later on. And this model does depict that. A few showers around, and some of that could be heavy at times, generating some thunderstorm activity as well. So we're in this pattern of east winds around that high pressure ridge. It's not going to change much at all. We're seeing enhancement of these storms due to a tropical wave as well moving across South Florida right now. That will enhance the storms tomorrow afternoon and evening, it looks like. This pattern, as I said, will stay with us through fall. Fall eventually beginning on Sunday. The first full day of fall will be Sunday. Well, get a look at this. A frontal boundary, which picked up Florence a couple days ago, carried it out into the Atlantic. This is not necessarily Florence, but on the tail end of fronts during this time of year, you can get little spin-ups, and that's what we're seeing right now. This is the same front that brought Florence off the coast of the United States. So it picked it up, carried it out, and now we're starting to see what appears to be some development here. Looks as though the National Hurricane Center now giving it a 20% chance. It may have to go higher based on this satellite imagery at the 8 o'clock report. We'll take a look at that. There's the next 5 days where we expect it to go. I checked some long-range models indicating that it will bend before it gets to the east coast of the United States. Let's hope so. Typically, fronts move through this time of year pretty quickly, so not much of a chance of it becoming a stalled system. This is way out in the Atlantic. Good chance in 5 days of developing. Not much for this. It's down to 10% as it moves off to the northwest. There's a big wave coming off the coast of Africa, by the way, which is expected to move into the Atlantic and has a chance of developing in the next few days or so, way out there in the Atlantic. Not quite over yet, right? We still have over 2 months to go before the official end. Well, temperatures today were soaring. I mentioned 96 degrees at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Temperatures now upper 80s to low 90s. That's 89 at the airport. Feels like temperature's still 97 despite the presence of a shower nearby. There it is, 94, just 2 degrees shy of the record 96 set back in 25. And you can see that ridge of high pressure over the eastern southeast United States, all the clouds and showers kind of riding that ridge over the northern plain states. For boaters tomorrow, not much wind out there. Light chop. We'll start off at 10 knots, actually subside somewhat to 5 knots in the afternoon. East winds turn to the northeast, trying to get a sea breeze developing tomorrow afternoon. Rain chances staying fairly high on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mainly afternoon and evening storms. We're not expecting any washout, and chances drop a little bit Wednesday and Thursday of next week, but they're still there. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Efforts continue to stop the erosion on Sarasota's Lido Beach. Today, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers signing a project partner agreement. The agreement outlines the Corps' commitment to help fund this long-term project now and over the next 50 years. Starting October 1st, Sarasota will take control of 5 parks and recreation facilities the county previously managed. And as part of that transition, the city will temporarily close 2 of them to train new employees and improve the facilities. The Arlington Park Recreation and Aquatic Center will be closed all next week, and the Payne Park Tennis Center will be closed next Monday through Wednesday. And the city will also hold a community meeting next Wednesday at 2 p.m. regarding the future of the Payne Park Tennis Center. An annual ceremony and big event for the circus community is fast approaching. The Circus Ring of Fame Foundation has revealed this year's class of inductees into the St. Armand's Circle Ring of Fame. This year's class includes the Hernandez Troupe, the late circus entrepreneur and impresario Ron Morris, Carla Wallenda, the daughter of the late high-wire sensation Carl Wallenda, and the sensational Rodos Troupe and aerialist Palace Duo. The ceremony will take place Sunday, January 13th at St. Armand's Circle. Still ahead tonight, recognizing good deeds in the community, 2 acts that are sure to put a smile on your face.
Tonight, the Supreme Court standoff. The nominee's accuser now says she won't testify until the FBI investigates, but Republicans still want to hear from her. So what's next for Brett Kavanaugh and the confirmation fight? World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $182 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit RTJ Golf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go! On with the show!
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like. Then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
We want to take this opportunity to thank local law enforcement for their good deeds around our community. Take a look here. It's North Fort Police posting this photo to their Facebook page after Officer Gaither helped a young man get his power chair back inside after it was stuck in gravel. And then in Manatee County, officers helped an injured owl who they believe was hit by a car. Sergeant Rob Hendrickson made arrangements with Wildlife Rescue to have that owl picked up so that proper care could be given and it could be nursed back to health. Owl looks very relieved to be getting some care.
That's right. Good news here on that front. Some showers and storms around, Scott, scattered about through this evening, but otherwise partly cloudy.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Thank you for joining us. Our next news at 7 and then again tonight at 11. Have a good evening.
Conquer your next adventure. Get a new Jeep at a great price during Jeep Adventure Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. There is no obligation and the book is free. Call or go online right now.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.